se habla español.
It's the gift-giving season, and we have a gift for you. Visit us online at KBLA.store for holiday savings of 20% off all of our KBLA swag. For the best in merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store right now. And be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all our official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580, at 20% off, but only during the holiday season. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
High value woman's very simple. She's modest, she's demure, she's not a liability. She cares about you, she loves you, she puts you as number one. A lot of American women have a problem with that. The whole media here is just like men ain't men are garbage.
Body positivity.
All this nonsense that is absolutely detrimental towards men and women coming together. I watch this from afar because I live in Tokyo and I watch what's happening in America. 70% divorce rate. It's insane. So a high value woman is a woman that will protect the honor of her man and add value to him. It's like it says in, I think it's Proverbs 31, he who finds a good wife finds a good thing. Her value is more than rubies.
So all of these clips, right? Don't get it twisted. Like, I know people are doing topical things like, oh yeah, the high value woman and the listen, it's bi-directional. Everything he said about the woman, you could apply to the man, except the demure part and the soft, But men have to be soft towards their women, too. Men have to be understanding towards their women. Men do have to create a safe space for them to be able to speak. And I know this from failing at it. Do you understand? Like, the repercussions of not creating a safe space for your woman to be able to share what she really thinks of you, right? If you can't do that, it's very detrimental to your relationship because she will hold on to that. And I believe it makes you a high value man if you can make a space for her to really be able to pull your coattails and pull you to the side. While at the same time, pouring love into you and nurturing you and your humanity. To me, again, I want you guys to hear this, all right? Because I butcher it every time, right? But I've got the idea of what the great Krishnamurti was saying. You heard the guy in the clip basically allude to the fact that he lives in Japan and he's watching American relationships from afar. And you've heard me state this on numerous shows, but I want to read it exactly how it was originally stated. That was Danny Lee from Arkansas? Oh, okay. Or no, maybe it wasn't. And I don't know if 50 Cent's got a NAACP award. Can somebody look that up? I don't think he did. But he got some award. I know he got awards for that album. So the Krishnamurti quote goes like this. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. We live in a society that says love isn't enough. We live in a society that says trust is better to have than love. You know why? Because love really doesn't exist for a lot of people. Love is like the lottery. Love is like God. See, you do know God is an insurance policy for a lot of people. They go to church from a just-in-case perspective. Just in case all this stuff about Jesus and them was real, he could go back and check the ledger and see that I attended. Right? It's Christ insurance for a lot of people. A lot of people are not Christ-like. A lot of people are not invested in the concept and the precepts of what Christ actually was trying to manifest here on earth. He said it himself in the book of John. What did he say? You know, there's a lot I have to teach you. Unfortunately, you're just not ready to receive it. John 16. I'm going to send the Comforter to finish the work because the work I'm trying to do, you're not ready for it. Right? So please understand, when you hear these clips, apply it bidirectionally, not unidirectionally. Men have to show up in a healthy, sane way in relationships, just like women have to show up. It's unfortunate, but these are the clips that I found. But I want you to hear it again. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. We are trying to meet benchmarks that toxicity set. So it's only natural, right, that we're going to compete against each other's value. A man may come into the relationship and say, I got all this money, I got all this bread. Bend the knee to show the proper respect because I'm going to take care of everything. A woman might not want to bend the knee, but will in order to have safety and trust and resources, or in this case, he sources. In intimate relationships, the comparison of each other's perceived value can lead to a toxic cycle of evaluation. On tonight's topic, we seek to explore the reasons behind this competition, the impact of social norms and gender expectations, and strategies for cultivating self-worth without resorting to comparisons. The toxicity of comparing perceived value here. True or false? The comparison of each other's value leads to incessant toxic evaluation. It's true. When individuals consistently compare their worth within a relationship, it can create a toxic environment of evaluation, leading to feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and resentment. This is the opposite of what we should be doing for each other in a relationship. Am I? Okay. Gender and perceived value. Whose perceived value is higher in an intimate relationship, men or women? Or does the answer depends on one's age? Here we go. Ageism, racism, sexism, classism. The perceived value in an intimate relationship is ultimately subjective and varies based on individual preferences and, here it is again, societal influences. It is not solely determined by one's age. Are y'all listening? How do you cultivate self-worth in a toxic society that says you ain't nothing because you don't have something? But what if what you have is intangible? Like empathy, compassion, unconditional love, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, right? Self-love, self-esteem, self-acceptance. Say you've conquered all of the demons in your spirit. How is that not quantified as more valuable than money? Oh, I know people don't want to have this conversation. We're not really comparing our value to our partner's value. You know what we're comparing? We're comparing our accumulated stuff to theirs. And if their stuff don't equal the amount of stuff we got, be like, you ain't did nothing with your life. Look at you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be safe. 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to everybody. Who's been in here the longest? JW, South Central. Get in here.
Hey, so I'm glad I'm able to get back with you. Yeah. Okay, now here's my point. I would like to reiterate everything I always say. It's a European structure, and society that we adapt to. And it's actually like a psychological warfare or brainwashing or conditioning, or we accept that mentality, and we are being, I would say, conditioned, and our minds are framed to what we would call a false value or false worth that's not really worth anything because it doesn't have no true value, because true value is internal and not external or dictated to you or any fantasy or fictitious narrative that's been taught to you from an external point of view by way of society. So real true value is God's attributes, God's quality, God's worth, and you having some type of substance and characters and principles and morals and ethics and that type of fiber. That's real value and real worth. And what society or whoever controls or I would say frame or create that condition or climate or try to I would say make us think that something of value is based on society standards and their mentality and what they think is worth. But that's something that's I would say what's the term I'm looking for?
Well, you better find it quick.
Okay. Yeah, but you follow where I'm going with this. I'm painting the role, you know.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is it's God's worth and internal and not external. That's the primary point I'm trying to get out. And society dictates something that's not realistic or genuine or real value. And it's secular. That's the word I was looking for.
Secular. Okay, I'll give you that. Well, JW, we got to push forward, but guess what you just did?
Well, South Central LA
in the building. Yes, sir. Hey, he said some good stuff. Listen, nobody is beating up society, okay? We have to pay bills. I'm just saying you don't put that over. Many of us put that over, paying bills and being socially mobile, right? We put that over all of the, what I consider to be more valuable aspects of relationship. But like I said, you can have everything in the world. You can win the lottery tomorrow and still, have 4 divorces. You can still be married like, who was it, Elizabeth Taylor? She was married like 7, 8 times, right? I'm just saying, man. Just because you have things, external things, it doesn't mean you have this internal meaning. And I think those things trump what society has to offer. Now, what society has to offer can't be avoided. So I don't want people thinking that we're trying to minimize it to the point where you don't need it. I'm not saying we're cast away on an island somewhere and we don't need money and we don't need the internet and we don't need leisure time. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it shouldn't take precedent over what can actually make you valuable. When I come forward, we got Mississippi, we got Hawaii, we got Dallas. We're all over the nation. The national discussion is bubbling.
Happy Kwanzaa from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
They use shaming tactics. Yo mama black. You hate women. Shaming tactics. Shame, shame, shame. Shame is one of the 4 major arrows of a low value woman. It's part of a low value woman's pathology. You cross the board. I don't care what you have on paper. When women operate in these areas, they diminish their value to low. Because if you really have a good argument, you should not have to shame somebody. Shaming is just a way to get control of the conversation.
I'm guilty. I've done it.
Shame is different than insults. Shame is used to turn a positive into a negative. Shaming tactics. Success shaming. Oh, well, you think you better than everybody because now you lost weight or because you got some money. Shaming tactics meant to keep you stuck. People who can't win the argument tend to use shaming tactics. Another sign of a low value woman is she often.
Let me just say, man, that's the legendary Kevin Samuels. Many people confused me with Kevin Samuels. Yeah, oh, you anti-black woman. I done got that. I done got that before. Right? Again, so if you listen to the clip, like critically, like, right, with a critical mind, what you're gonna see is that the topic is framed for a male audience, right? What's a low value woman? But if you listen to his answers, this is why I acknowledged me having moments, of using shame to get control over a conversation, right? If you listen to his answers again are bidirectional. Men and women use shame to try to control a conversation or to get control over a conversation. These are human behaviors, not just a woman, but men do it all the time, right? Men do it with money. Men do it physically. So a lot of times, man, some of this stuff, man, like we just want to hear it from our side sometimes. Yeah, get the women. But it goes both ways. To be a high value person, you've had to have overcome something internally, in my opinion. We got so many callers. I want to get them on quick, and I want people to get their thoughts on who's been on the longest. True Monger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
My brother, talk to me.
Oh, man. Ooh, boy. The things that people got things backwards as far as values go, in my opinion, because they do concentrate more on the societal stuff and trying to one up each other and throw stuff in people's faces. Like, man, that's not where the real value is. The real value is your character. All the money and the so-called trinkets and whatnot, that's just going to reveal your character one way or another. If you got the money, this is going to expose what was already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I value a person's character more than that. Anybody, you can go get a job and stack your money up and buy a whole bunch of stuff. That don't mean you're a decent human being. That don't mean you know how to act. You ain't act right.
Mm-hmm.
So I pay attention to the person first. And then if it comes out that they value things and societal ideals and all this stuff more than their humanity, or whatever they consider real humanity, and not just going by what other people are telling them to go by, that's always going to cause an issue with me.
I love it, brother.
Because you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
To me, you're not paying attention to yourself. You're not paying attention to what really matters going through life. Yeah, it's cool to have cars and clothes and jewelry and try to look good all the time. It's cool, but put that stuff in its place.
Mm-hmm.
Keep things in proper perspective. If you're what's good having all that stuff if your relationships ain't worth nothing?
I love it. I love it, brother. I love it. True Monger, guess what you just did?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas. Texas always shows up big time on the Voice of Reason. Dr. David R. Hawkins said something quite profound in his book, Power versus Force. Fear is a level of consciousness to be addressed where it is at, not in its expression and extension into the world. Fear of this, fear of that, and not trying to handle it on the level of the particular, but handling it instead as a level of consciousness. Now, please understand what he's talking about here. In his book, Power versus Force, what he said was, fear is the pervasive level of consciousness that is on planet Earth. Fear, on his scale of consciousness, on his consciousness grid chart, comes in at the number 100. His consciousness grid starts at 20 at shame, right? And then you have guilt, and then it goes on up, and by the time you get to 100, it's fear. Why do you think trust and safety is such a big deal in relationships? Because you live in a fear-based reality. You live in a fear-based world. everything is coming after you. Everything is going to attack you. Everything is going to hurt you. Right? So if you look at Dr. David Hawking's work, he's basically saying even at the level of fear consciousness, the step up is anger, right? Then you can get to pride. Then you can go higher. Then you can get to neutrality. But many people are afraid of losing what they got, even when they're in relationship, or afraid of not getting what they want. This is why safety matters on this plane of existence, because fear is pervasive. We got callers. I want to get them in. John Gilbreth, Hawaii. Get in here.
Greetings and blessings, though. Greetings and blessings, chat.
My brother.
Merry Christmas to all. God bless all of you. Hope you all have a great, safe holiday. Be safe, stay dangerous. And now that I got that out of the way, are we really having this conversation, boss?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I want you to jump in here with both feet. Let's go.
Intimate relationships where we're still wearing masks, boss?
Talk to me.
Intimate relationships and the comparisons of what I do, really, boss?
Yes, come on.
Okay, maybe Jesus coming back will bring about something of this magnitude of maybe where you should have been standing.
Ooh, here we
possibly.
Go. Here we go. Come on.
The simple fact is, if you're not ready to give up whatever it is you actually have, to actually be ready for the place you're supposed to be at, that intimacy you're looking for.
Hey, come on.
That intimacy you're looking for, it's in you and you're not using it.
Hey, do I hear a little?
Once again,
do I hear a little pessimism? Do you think it's so out of reach that you might as well settle for the back and forth power versus force, 48 laws of power styled relationship where your resources is the thing that is respected and not you? Talk to me.
Well, boss, again, I'm on an island. What are you telling me? I live a spirit of Oahu. I live a spirit of aloha. We greet each other with blessings and stuff. Yeah, we go through troubles, but we don't kill each other on the aspect of it, and we keep that as a focal point in most places. So forgive me. I'm sorry. That's probably one of the reasons why I was put on this.
Wait, stay with me. Stay with me, John. We got to go forward. But when we return, when we come full circle after having gone forward, we got to go back to John because John is on fire. Let's go. With all your screams and shouting.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The National Museum of African American History and Culture will open its first Kwanzaa display next week. Museum officials will have the display in Heritage Hall from December 26th to January 1st. Created in 1966, Kwanzaa is a 7-day celebration that begins the day after Christmas and is rooted in celebrations found in cultures throughout Africa in both ancient and modern times. The families of 2 women who were killed in Bridgeport, Connecticut on the same day 2 years ago are suing the city for over $30 million each. The families of Brenda Lee Rawls and Lauren Smith Fields were not notified of their deaths by the city in a timely manner after they died in December 2021. The lawsuit alleges that the city did not make a prompt notification of the families because the women were black. The state has passed a law requiring prompt death notifications in response to these cases. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The Accident Guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
It's the gift-giving season, and we have a gift for you. Visit us online at KBLA.store for holiday savings of 20% off all of our KBLA swag. For the best in merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store right now. And be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all our official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580, at 20% off, but only during the holiday season. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by December 31st at coveredca.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Boom, 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 boom. Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups, Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy
Link and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
Yo, so I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
All things being equal, men want as much sex and freedom for as little time, energy, and money as possible, and women want as much time, energy, and money for as little sex and freedom as possible. Behind all the fun and excitement, the courtship phase of a relationship, just like an extended hiring process, is basically two people figuring out what kind of business they can do together and negotiating what they're willing to give up for what they expect to receive in return. People will balk at this, but that's the way it is. It often doesn't seem like it's the way it is because, just like in business, negotiating too explicitly is gauche.
Oh man, Orion Terabin is crazy, but he brings up great points. Let me get back over to my good friend John from Mountain View, Hawaii. You're listening to the VOR, the Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight's topic: why do we compete with each other's perceived value? You think you're worth more than me? Huh? I think I'm worth more than you. What are your final thoughts, John? Get in here.
Final thoughts on tonight's topic. So, intimate relationships, first and foremost, there has to be some wounding of some sort and some revealing of others. And that won't take place until we actually become vulnerable and intimate with ourselves. Till that mask is off, till we're not competing, till we're at the point to where I respect you, man, and the woman is loved at the safest place she could be at. Will continue to be at these gauche terms, as was stated earlier.
Wow. Hey, John, guess what you just did?
Mountain View is in the building. Blessings
all the way in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. The more fear we have on the inside, the more our perception of the world is changed to a fearful, guarded expectancy. To the fearful person, the world is a terrifying place. To the angry person, the world is a chaos of frustration and vexation. as in, road rage. To the guilty person, it is a world of temptation and sin, which they see everywhere. What we are holding inside colors our world. If we let go of guilt, we will see innocence. However, a guilt-ridden person will only see evil. Right? The basic rule is that we focus on what we have repressed. Dr. David R. Hawkins, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. I need you to go deeper into your understanding. A person who has this view that, the more we have fear on the inside, the more our perception of the world is changed to a fearful, guarded expectancy. When you're dealing with somebody, that's a valuable person. When they have a contextual, nuanced perspective, it's not black and white. It's not, well, I was raised this way. And you understand? And you was raised that way. There's no comparison and judgment brought into the situation. Relationships are a beautiful place for beautiful people to blossom if they would just unball their spirit and let go of everything they've been through. You will discover a new person in the same person that's been there all along. But many people would rather have a new person because they believe that the new person doesn't have... Let me get my caller in here because I will go on a tangent. One of my favorites is in the building. You know I love her. She always asks us to consider and think on certain things. Food for thought. Sister Nikki from Mississippi is in the building. Talk to us, Nikki, from the SIP.
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Yes, ma'am. What are your thoughts on tonight's discussion?
Well, food for thought.
Here we go.
A definition of prize. A thing given as a reward to the winner of a competition or in recognition of an outstanding achievement. Is it possible in our societal environment we view our intimate partners as rewards or a reflection of something society says we have achieved some level, perhaps the gathering of things, the acquirement of a certain salary? When you talk about looking at value, the prize is really the work we put in moving toward, for me, is Jesus, for some is source. Mm-hmm. When you put that effort into that place, all the values that really matter will come. And I'm saying that because when you do that work, the humanity of us will grow on a continuum because we're constantly cultivating that relationship, doing that work. Mm-hmm. And we will mature to a point where we understand that when I see that value in another human being, man, who has done some work and is matriculating, therein lies the value. And if he has that value, we can get all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. We can get cars and houses and all kinds of stuff if he has that value. Mm-hmm. But if I put him in the place of a thing that's a reward from some conceptualized level I have achieved, or as a prop for the representation of this achievement, well, see, now I've got the cart driving the horse.
Right. Go ahead. I'm listening.
because that's not where the real value lies. I think we talked about before, we as a society miss, and I realize we miss it because it's work involved.
Wait. That's work involved.
Yeah, that's work.
Wait, Nikki from the SIP, I need you to build on that, but we got to go forward. When we come forward, we're going to talk to Nikki. She said that's work. Are you saying people are avoiding the work and the work is accruing? Oh, my God. Here we go when we come forward. More from Nikki from the SIP.
From our heart to your heart. Happy holidays to you and the ones you love. From KBLA Talk 1580.
There are many things to love about winter. Cozy sweaters, celebrations, and family time. But winter can also bring many stressors, extra expenses, seasonal bugs, and so much family time. If you and your loved ones are feeling stressed or anxious this winter, CalHope can help. Check out our free mental health resource at calhope.org today.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare?
If so, the new LA Care plan called Medicare Plus can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0.
LA Care provides personalized service to Angelinos like us.
Plus, it gives us access to doctors and specialists across Los Angeles County.
For zero cost, we get access to full benefits.
From vision coverage,
in-home support services,
to prescription drug coverage, and a quarterly over-the-counter allowance.
Plus personal equipment,
meal programs,
a gym membership,
and so much more.
For more than 25 years,
LA Care has provided Angelinos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost.
For our families,
our seniors,
our community,
it's a plus.
It's a plus
for all of us.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Right here, baby. You gotta get with it or get lost. You understand?
Yeah. This young Lord reporting live from Atlanta, Georgia. Decatur, where it's great. And I want all my sexy ladies to report to the dance floor immediately. We gon' go and glide this one, y'all. Big Reese.
Yeah. Right off the back, man, the boy got dollars, so women come frequent like flight mileage. It ain't no secret. I might holler, but I ain't gon' sweat you, baby. I'ma let you catch up with your gang. Run faster, don't let them lose you, cause I ain't gon' bless you unless you feel a little desperate. Send a text message, girl.
Stop, wait a minute. The way you move that girl, you done got my heart.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I just wanna be
that boy playlist is crazy. See, I know my playlist is good
when I look over and see Jill Monroe dancing, I go, yeah, I done did it. I'm on fire tonight. That's how I know. I be like, yeah, we killing tonight. Listen, one of my favorite callers is on the line right now, and I want to get as much wisdom from this young lady as I possibly can. I appreciate her contribution. She calls in and she really gets me to think. Nikki from the SIP, please finish that thought you had before we came forward, and now that we've come full circle, please drop it on us.
I was just saying that we are missing it because there's so much work involved in paying attention to what real value is. Mm-hmm. It's easier. We can be lazy, we think. It doesn't cost us as much to focus on a person who may represent a level or the objectification of things. But to ferret out a human being's true value, that's time consuming. I have to recognize that in myself, that all of that requires work. Mm-hmm. And society doesn't teach us that we want to do work. We want easy ways out.
Right.
Because most people are already under the pressure of working anyway. And to do that kind of work, then like Mr. Gilbreth was referring to, we have to recognize if we are missing value within ourselves first. What if we are in a value deficit internally ourselves? And then if we get to there, now we are forced to have to do something about that. Well, it's easier if I get it off of me and outside of me and on to somewhere or someone else. That's easier.
Nikki,
it doesn't require as much work.
So you're basically, I mean, because my mind is blown right now. You're basically saying for many people, they are dating. Wait a minute. This is hard to even frame. Dating, marrying, whoever, whichever one. But they're dating somebody that they want to carry the load, the internal load. Can you please expound on that?
Yes, because it's easier for, especially if you've grown up focusing or in an environment where society matters most, it's way easier to do that than to do your own work. I mean, they teach young people that in school, plagiarism, and, you get some other little person to do your homework for you. You might pay them or you might not. You might just beat them up just so they'll submit. Same thing. And why would we if society rewards us continually for what's pretty and, the best car and the right neighborhood and the correct salary and, you got the brand new kicks all the time, and it all looks good. The external packaging tells us, wow. Yeah, but you peel that first layer of the onion back, and man, it's not enough Altoids on earth for you to be able to deal with that.
Ooh-wee. This is heavy. Have you seen it? I know I've seen it. My goodness. Pushing off your internal workload onto your partner.
Sure. Wow. And that opens the door for the other things you were talking about, like shame, for instance, because that's an easy one to get to real quick. That's really easy to do.
So,
and it also deflects.
Right. So I got to ask you this question, because when I say, why do some of us compete with each other's perceived value within an intimate relationship? In fact, would you say we're not competing with each other's value? We're probably competing. The wounds are competing. The wounds are trying to establish a hierarchy and a pecking order. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, because we never get to what the real value is if we can perpetuate something else. There's that Satan clause again.
Come on.
If we can keep us off of what is really permeating under the surface and make it about this surface stuff, then neither party ever really gets to expose the full human being. That's why everybody's ready to go at the first sign of trouble.
But Nikki, you pointed out right now, most people don't want to be with a full human being.
That's right. And they don't, because that requires work. It requires effort. If I can't look in the mirror and see me for real, how do you really expect me? I have put all this effort and energy into everything superficial and all this outside stuff. And now you want me to carry something real? And it's a terrible place for a woman to be in competition in an intimate relationship with a man. Anyway, that dudes do not respond to that well. They don't want that from us as women, and we shouldn't be trying to put that signal out either.
Right.
Wrong position. We need to learn how to play our position properly. But you can't do that if you live in a place where society is telling you what value is.
Wow. And
That's not where it comes from.
And you know what's really heavy about what you're saying? This society says most men don't have a safe space to be vulnerable in their relationship with their woman. When I say be vulnerable, I mean like open up and share their feelings really and let it out.
Right.
They might get called a whiner. They might get called out as whining. Oh, you whining too much. Maybe he's venting to you about what has not been fulfilled in him in the interaction. He might get called a whiner. What are your thoughts?
I created a space in my relationship where sometimes I have to be my husband's friend and sometimes I'm his wife. His friend can hear something and respond in a way, but his wife hears something totally different. He doesn't need me sometimes when he has things to say to be his wife response. He needs me to be his friend response because he's telling me something his wife is not going to be happy about hearing. But his friend can sit in the place of letting him say it. And express his feeling about it without giving him the wife response.
Ooh, hey, I love it, Nick. Nick, we got to push forward, but my God, I hope you're this good tomorrow. Please call us. You brought the SIP in the building. Nikki from the SIP, we appreciate each and every time she calls in. Listen, the fire's going to keep going. This 2 hours just flew right by. Guess what? Up next, my friend, your friend, my sister, your sister. You already know what it is. RSVP with Jill Monroe. The fire continues. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber